नमोऽस्त्वनन्ताय सहस्रमूर्तये सहस्रपादाय शिशिरोरुबाहवे सहस्रनाम्ने पुरुषाय शाश्वते सहस्रकोटि युगधारिणे नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय गुरवे सच्चिदानन्दमूर्तये निष्प्रपञ्चाय शान्ताय निरालम्बाय तेजसे नित्यानन्दाय गुरवे शिष्यसंसारहारिणे भक्तकाये कदेहाय नमस्ते चित्सदात्मने। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो गुरुभ्यो गुरुपादुकाभ्यो नमः परेभ्यः परपादुकाभ्यः आचार्य सिद्धेश्वरपादुकाभ्यो नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यः। ऐङ्कारह्रीङ्काररहस्ययुक्ता श्रीङ्कारगुहार्तमहाविभूत्या ओङ्कारमर्म प्रतिपादिनेभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्याम्। होत्राग्निहोत्राग्निहविष्यहोतृ होमारि सर्वा कृतिभासमानम् यद्ब्रह्मतत्त्वो रवितारिणेभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्याम्। हमारि सर्पा व्रजगारुडाभ्यां विवेकवैराग्यनिरीपदाभ्यां बोधाप्रदाभ्यां धृतमोक्षदाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्याम्। अनन्तसंसारसमुद्रतारा नौकायिताभ्यां स्थिरभक्तिदाभ्यां जाड्यादिसंशोषणवारवाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्याम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ अस्य श्री गुरुगीतास्तोत्रमन्त्रस्य भगवान् सदाशिव ऋषि नानाविधानि छन्दांसि श्री गुरु परमात्मा देवता Ambijam sa Shakti Krom Kilakam Shri Guru Prasad Siddhyarthe Jape Viniyoga Atha Dhyanam Hansabhyam Parivritta Patra Kamale Divya Jagat Karane Vishvokirnamane Kadeha Nilaye Swachandamame Chaya Tadyotam Varashambhavam Tu Charanam Deepankura Grahinam Ratyakshakshara Vigraham Guruparam Dhyaye Vibhum Shashvatam Mama Chaturvida Purushartha Siddhyarthe Jape Viniyoga Sutta Uvacha Kailasa Shikare Ramye Bhakti Sandhana Nayakam Pranamya Parvati Bhaktya Shankaram Paya Pruchati Shri Devi Uvacha Om Namo Deva Devesha Parapara Jagadguru Sadashiva Mahadeva Guru Diksham Prademe Kena Margena Bhuswamin Dehi Brahmam Mayo Bhave Twam Kripam Kurume Swami Namami Charano Tava Ishvara Uvacha Mama Rupasi Devi Tvam Tvat Prityartam Vadamyaham Lokopakaraka Prashno Nakenapi Kutapura Durlabham Trishu Lokeshu Tatsurushvavadamyaham Guru Vina Brahmananyat Satyam Satyam Varanane Veda Shastra Puranani Itihaasadikani cha Mantra Yantrari Vidyascha Smrti Ruchatanarikam Sheva Shakta Gamadini Anyani Vivirani cha Apabramsha Karaniya Jivanam Brantate Chasam Yajno Vratam Tapodanam Japastirtam Chatevacha Guru Tapam Avinyaya Muraste Charate Janam Guru Punyat Manonanyat Satyam Satyam Na Samshaya Tallavartam Prayanastu Kartavyo Hi Manishibim Buddha Vidya Jaganmaya Dehe Jnana Sambhava Udayo Ya Prakashena Guru Shabdena Katyate Sarva Papa Vishuddhatma Shri Guru Parasevanat Dehi Brahma Bhavedyasmat Twat Kripartam Vadami Te Guru Padam Bhujam Smritva Jalam Shirasi Dharaye Sarvatirtha Vagasya Samprapnoti Phalam Naram Shoshanam Papa Pankasya Deepanam Jnana Tejasam Guru Parorakam Samyak Samsaran Avatarakam Ajnanamulaharanam Jamma Karma Nivaranam Yana Viraga Siddhyartham Guru Parorakam Pibe Guru Parorakam Pitva Guru Ruchista Bhojanam Guru Murte Saradhyanam Guru Mantram Sarajape काशीक्षेत्रं च निवासो जानवी चरणोदकम् गुरुविश्वेश्वरा साक्षात् तारकं ब्रह्मनिष्ठितम् गुरुपारोरकं यत् वायसो सोक्षयो वचः तीर्थराजा प्रयागश्च गुरुमूर्ते नमो नमः गुरुमूर्तिं स्मरे नित्यं गुरुनामसराजपे गुरुरञ्जं प्रकुर्वीत गुरुरन्यान् भावये गुरुवाक्त्रस्थितं ब्रह्म प्राप्यते तत्प्रसादतः गुरुज्ञानं सदा कुर्यात् कुलस्वी स्वपतिर्यता
स्वाश्रमं च
स्वजातिं च स्वर्गते पुष्टिवर्धनम् एतत् सर्वं परित्याज्य गुरुरन्यान् भावये अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो मां सुलभं परमं पदम् तस्मात् सर्वप्रयत्नेन गुरुराराधनं गुरु त्रैलोक्ये स्फुटवक्तारो देवद्यासुरपानगा गुरुवक्त्रसिता विद्या गुरुभक्त्या च लभ्यते उपकारस्त्वन्धकारश्च रुकारस्तेज उच्यते अज्ञानग्रसकं ब्रह्म गुरुरेव न संशयः गुकार प्रथमो वर्णो
मायादि
गुणभासकः गुकारो द्वितीयो ब्रह्म माया भ्रान्ति विनाशनम् एवं गुरु परं श्रेष्ठं देवानामपि दुर्लभम् गणेशेव गन्धर्वेश प्रपूज्यते ध्रुवं तेषां च सर्वेषां नास्ति तद्वं गुरुपरम् आसनं शयनं वस्त्रं भूषणं वाहनादिकम् साधकेन प्रदातव्यं गुरुसन्तोषकारकम् गुरुराराधनं कार्यं स्वजीवित्वं निवेदये कर्मणा मनसा वाचा नित्यमाराधये गुरुं दीर्घदण्डं नमस्कृत्य निर्लजो गुरुसानिध्यम् शरीरमिन्द्रियं प्राणं सद्गुरुभ्यो निवेदये आत्मतारारिकं सर्वं सद्गुरुभ्यो निवेदये कृमिकीटा भस्मविष्टा दुर्गन्धिमालमूत्रकं श्लेष्मरक्तं त्वचामांसं वञ्चयेन वरानने संसारवृक्षमारुधा पन्ततो नारकार्णवे येन चेवोद्धृता सर्वे तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः जगतामेव संसारनावसेतवे प्रभवे सर्वविद्यानां शम्भवे गुरवे नमः अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानजनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः त्वं पिता त्वं च मे माता त्वं बन्धुस्त्वं च देवता संसारप्रतिभोरार्थं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः यत् सत्येन जगत् सत्यं यत् प्रकाशेन भाति तत् यदानन्देन नन्दन्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। यस्य स्थित्या सत्यमिदं यद्वदेवानुरूपता प्रियं पुत्रार्या प्रीत्या तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। येन चेतायते इदं चित्तं चेतायते नयं जाग्रत्स्वप्नसुषुप्त्यादि तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। यस्य ध्यानादिदं विश्वं नादृशं लीनभेदथा सदैकरूपरूपाय तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। यस्य मतं तस्य मतं मातं यस्यानवेदसा अनन्यभावभावाय तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। यस्य कारणरूपस्य कार्यरूपेण भाति यत् कार्यकारणरूपाय तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नानरूपमिदं सर्वं न किमप्यस्ति भिन्नता न चैव तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। यदन्द्रिकमलद्वन्द्वं द्वन्द्वतापनिवारकं तारकं सर्वदापभ्य श्रीगुरुं प्रणमम्यहम्। शिवे कृते गुरुश्चात्ता गुरुकृते शिवो नहि तस्मात् सर्वप्रयत्नेन श्रीगुरुं शरणं व्रजे। वन्दे गुरुपरद्वन्द्वं वन्मनश्चित्तगोचरं श्वेतरक्तप्रभाविनं शिवशक्त्यात्मकं परम्। गुप्तरं च गुणातीतं रूपरं रूपवर्जितं गुणातीतस्वरूपं च यो दद्यात् स गुरुस्मृता। सर्वसाक्षी अचतुर्बाहुरच्युता अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा श्रीगुरुकथितप्रिये। अयमयञ्जलिर्बाधो दयसागरवृद्धये यदनुग्रहो जन्तुश्चित्रसंसारमुक्तिभाग्। श्रीगुरु परमं रूपं विवेकचक्षुषोमुखं मन्दभाग्यान् पश्यन्ति अन्धसूर्योदयं यथा। श्रीनाथचरणद्वन्द्वं यस्य दिशि विराजते तस्यै दिशे नमस्कुर्यात् भक्त्या प्रतिदिनं प्रिये। दिशे सततम् अञ्जलेश आर्ये प्रक्षिप्यते मुखरितो मरुभिर्बुधेश्च जागर्ति यत्र भगवान् गुरुचक्रवर्ती विश्वोदय प्रवरणात्र नित्यसाक्षी। श्रीनाथारि गुरुत्रयं गणपतिं पितात्रयं भैरवं सिद्धौघं बटुकत्रयं वरयुगं धृतिक्रमं मण्डलम्। वीरान्द्रश्चतुष्टशास्त्रिनवकं वीरावली पञ्चकं श्रीमन्मयि मन्त्रराजसहितं वन्दे गुरुमण्डलम्। अभ्यस्ते सकलेषु दीर्घमनिले व्याधिप्रदे दुष्करे प्राणायामशतेरनेककरणे दुःखात्मकेर्दुर्जये। नाभ्युदिते विनाश पश्यति बले वायु स्वयं चक्षुणात् प्राप्तुं तत्सहजं स्वभावमनिशम् सेवात्वमेकं गुरुम् स्वदेशिकसेवा शरीरचिन्तनम् भवेदनतस्य शिवस्य चिन्तनम् स्वदेशिकसेवा च नामकीर्तनम् भवेदनतस्य शिवस्य कीर्तनम् यः पररेणुकणिका कापि संसारवारिधे सेतुबन्धायते नाथं देशिकं तमुपास्महे यस्मादनुग्रहं लब्ध्वा महराज्ञानमुत्सृजे तस्मै श्रीदेशिकेन्द्राय नमश्चाभीष्टसिद्धये पारब्धं सर्वसंसार धावनलविनाशकम् ब्रह्मरन्ध्रेसितं भोजा मध्यस्थं चन्द्रमण्डले अकतारीतिरे काब्जे सहस्रदलमण्डले हंसपार्श्वाचिकोणे च स्मरेतन्मध्यगं गुरुम् सकला भुवनसृष्टि कल्पितशेषपुष्टिः निखिलानेकमादृष्टि सम्परां व्यर्थदृष्टि अवगुणा परिमर्ष्टिस्तत्परार्थैकदृष्टिः भावगुणा परमेष्टिः मोक्षमार्गैकदृष्टिः सकला भुवनारङ्गा स्थापनस्तम्भयास्ति सकरुणारसवृष्टि तत्त्वमाला समाष्टि सकला समया सृष्टि सच्चिदानन्ददृष्टि निवासतु मयि नित्यं श्रीगुरोरिव्यदृष्टि अग्निश्रुता समं चाक्षु ज्वालपरीक्षकार्या मन्त्रराजामिमं मन्ये अर्निशां पातं मृत्युचा तरे जति तने जति तद्गुरे तत्समीपके तरन्तरस्य सर्वस्य तरु सर्वस्य बायचा अजोऽहम् अजरोऽहं च अनघिनिधन स्वयम् अविकारस्थिरानन्द अनियम् अथो माम् अपूर्वाणां परं नित्यं स्वयं ज्योतिर्निरामयम् विराजं परमाकाशं ध्रुवमानन्दमव्ययम् श्रुति प्रत्यक्षमेधिया मारुमारश्रुतुष्टया यस्य च मातपो वेद देशिकं च सरस्मरे मननम्य भवं कार्यं तद्वदामि मामते साधुत्वं च मया दृष्ट्वा त्वयि तिष्ठति सम्प्रताम् अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तव्येन चराचरं तत्परं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्नं विराजिता परं भुजा पेरन्ताम्बुजसूर्यो तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण ज्ञानमुपद्यते स्वयं य एव सर्वसम्प्राप्तिस्तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः चैतन्यं शाश्वतं शान्तं व्योमतीतं निरञ्जनं नारबिन्दुकलातीतं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः स्थावरं तथा चैवाचराचरं व्याप्तं येन जगत्सर्वं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ज्ञानशक्तिसमारूढस्तत्त्वमालाविभूषिता मुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदाताय तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अनेकजन्मसम्प्राप्ता सर्वकर्मविदायिने स्वात्मज्ञानप्रभावेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। न गुरुरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरुरधिकं तपः तत्त्वं येन परं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मनश्च श्रीजगन्नाथो मद्गुरु श्रीजगद्गुरु मम सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ज्ञानमूलं गुरुमूर्ति पूजमूलं गुरुपरं मन्त्रमूलं गुरुवाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरुकृपा। गुरुरादिरनारीश्च गुरुपरं मदेव च गुरुपरतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सप्तसागरपर्यन्तं तीर्थस्नानादिकं फलं गुरुरङ्घ्रिपयो बिन्दु सहस्रं शेन दुर्लभम्। आरुरुष्टे गुरुश्चाता गुरुरुष्टेन कश्चन तस्मात् सर्वप्रयत्नेन श्रीगुरुं शरणं व्रजे। गुरुरेव जगत्सर्वं ब्रह्म विष्णु शिवात्मकं गुरुपरतरं नास्ति तस्मात् सम्पूजयेत् गुरुम्। ज्ञानं विज्ञानसहितं लभ्यते गुरुभक्ति च गुरुपरतरं नास्ति ध्येयोऽसौ गुरुमार्गिभिः। यस्मात् परतरं नास्ति नेति नेतीति वेष्टति वाचसा चैव नित्यमाराधयेत् गुरुम्। गुरुकृपा प्रसादेन ब्रह्म विष्णु सदाशिवा समर्था प्रभवादो च केवलं गुरुसेवया। देवकी नरगन्धर्वा पितरो यक्षचारकाः मुनयोऽपि न जानन्ति गुरुशुश्रूषणे विधिम्। महाहंकारगर्वेण तपोविद्याबलान्विता संसारकुवरावर्ते गतयन्ते यथा गता। न मुक्ता देवगन्धर्वा पितरो यक्षकिन्नराः ऋषयः सर्वसिद्धाश्च गुरुसेवा परङ्मुखाः। ज्ञानं शृणु महादेवी सर्वानन्दप्रदायकं सर्वसौख्यकरं नित्यं भुक्तिमुक्तिविदायकम्। श्रीमत्परब्रह्म गुरुं स्मरामि श्रीमत्परब्रह्म गुरुं वरामि श्रीमत्परब्रह्म गुरुं नमामि श्रीमत्परब्रह्म गुरुं भजामि।
ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं
केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं त्वन्वाचितं गगनसदृशं सर्वमस्यारिलक्षम्। एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदि साक्षिभूतं भावाचितं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। नित्यं शुद्धं निराभासं निराकारं निरञ्जनं नित्यघोरं चिरानन्दं गुरुब्रह्मा नमाम्यहम्। ऋतम्बुजे कर्णिकामर्य संस्थे सिंहासने संस्थित्य दिव्यमूर्तिं ध्यायेत् गुरुं चन्द्रकलाप्रकाशं चित्पुस्तकभीष्टवरं धराणाम्। श्वेताम्बरं श्वेतविलेपपुष्पं मुक्ताविभूषमुरितं त्रिनेत्रं वामाङ्कपीठ्यस्थित्य दिव्यशक्तिं मन्दस्मितं सान्द्रकृपानिरानम्। आनन्दकरं प्रसन्नं ज्ञानस्वरूपं निजबोधयुक्तं योगिन्यं भवरोगवेद्यं श्रीमद्गुरुं नित्यमहं नमामि। यस्मिन् सृष्टिस्थितिर्वंशः निग्रहानुग्रामकं कृत्यं पञ्चवीरं शाश्वतं भासते तं नमाम्यहम्। प्रातःशिरसि शुक्लाब्जे द्विनेत्रं द्विभुजं गुरुं वरभययुतं शान्तं स्मरेतं नामपूर्वकम्। न गुरोररिकं न गुरोररिकं न गुरोररिकं न गुरोररिकं शिवशासनता 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 शिवशासनता। इदमेव शिवं त्विरमेव शिवं त्विरमेव शिवं त्विरमेव शिवं मम शासनतो मम शासनतो मम शासनतो मम शासनता। एवं विदं गुरुं यात्वा ज्ञानमुपाद्यते स्वयं तत्सद्गुरुप्रसादेन मुक्तोऽहमिति भावये। गुरुदर्शितमार्गेण मनःशुद्धिं तु कारये अनित्यं खण्डये सर्वं यत्किञ्चिन्तामगोचरम्। स्वरूपं च ज्ञानं च मानुष्यते ज्ञानमेया समं कुर्यात् नान्यपन्था द्वितीयका। एवं श्रुत्वा महादेवी गुरुनिन्दं करोति या सायति नरकं घोरं यावच्चन्द्रदिवाकरो। यावत्कल्पान्तको देहास्तावदेवा गुरुं स्मरेत् गुरुलोपो न कर्तव्यः स्वच्छन्दो यदिवा भवेत्। ओङ्कारेण न वक्तव्यं प्रज्ञेशीशे कथञ्चन गुरुराग्रेण वक्तव्यम् असत्यं च कराचन। त्वं कृत्यं कृत्य गुरुं निर्जित्य मारुत अरण्ये निर्दले देशे सा भवेत् ब्रह्मराक्षसा। मुनिपिपानगेर्वापि सूर्यवा शापितो यदि कालमृत्युभयाद्वापि गुरुरक्षति पार्वती। आशक्ता हि सुरद्यश्च आशक्ता मुनयस्तथा गुरुशापेन ते शीघ्रं शायं यान्ति न संशयः। मन्त्रराजमिरं देवी गुरुरित्याक्षरद्वयं स्मृतिवेदार्थवाक्येन गुरुः साक्षात् परम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृति अविज्ञाय केवलं गुरुसेवकः ते वै सन्न्यासिना प्रोक्ता इतरे वेषधारिणा। नित्यं ब्रह्म निराकारं दीपो दीपान्तरं यथा
गुरुकृपा
प्रसादेन आत्मरामं निरीक्षये अनेन गुरुमार्गेण स्वात्मज्ञानं प्रवर्तते आब्रह्मस्तपर्यन्तं परमात्मा स्वरूपकं स्थावरं जगमं चैव प्राणमानि जगन्मयम्
वन्देऽहं
सच्चिदानन्दं निरतीतं सद्गुरुं नित्यपूर्णं निराकारं निर्गुणं स्वात्मसंस्थितं परतरं ज्ञेयं नित्यमानन्दकारकं हृदयाकाशमध्यस्थं शुद्धस्फटिकसानिभम् स्फटिकाप्रतिमारूपं दृश्यते दर्पणे यथा तथा मरीचिराकारम् आनन्दं समित्युचा अङ्गुष्ठमन्त्रपुरुषं ध्यायता चिन्मयं हृदि तत्र स्फुरति भावो यः शृणुतां कथयं यम्
अद्गोचरं
तथा गम्यं नामरूपविवर्जितं निःशब्दं च विजानीयात् स्वभावं ब्रह्म पार्वती यथा गन्धस्वभावेन कर्पूरकुसुमारिषु शीतोष्णारि स्वभावेन तथा ब्रह्म च शाश्वतम् स्वयं तथा विदो भूत्वा स्थातव्यं यत्र कुत्रचित् चित्तब्रह्मरवत् तत्र ध्यानं भवति तादृशम् गुरुज्ञानं तथा कृत्वा स्वयं ब्रह्ममयो भवेत् हिन्दे परे तथा रूपे मुक्तो सो नात्र संशयः पार्वती उवाच पिण्डं किन्तु महादेव परं किं समुदाहृतं रूपतीतं च रूपं किम् एतदध्यायि शङ्करा श्रीमहादेव उवाच पिण्डं कुण्डलिनी शक्तिः परमहंसमुदाहृतं रूपं बिन्दुरितिज्ञेयं रूपतीतं निरञ्जनम् पिण्डे मुक्ता परे मुक्ता रूपे मुक्ता वरानने रूपतीते त्वये मुक्ता स्ते मुक्ता नात्र संशयः
स्वयं सर्वमयो
मयो भूत्वा परं तत्त्वं विलोकये परतरं नन्यत् सर्वमेतन्निरालयम् तस्य वालोकनं प्राप्य सर्वसङ्गविवर्जिता एकाकी निःस्पृहः सन्तस्तिष्ठते तापसाधता लादम्बा चरलादम्बा स्वभावबाहुलं तथा निष्कामेनैव भोक्तव्यं सदा सन्तुष्टते च सा सर्वज्ञा परमित्याहुर्देहि सर्वं मयो बुधा सदानन्द सरशन्तो रामते यत्र कुत्रचित्
यत्रैव
तिष्ठते सोऽपि सदिश पुण्यभाजनम् मुक्तस्य लक्षणं देवी तवाग्रे कथितं मया उपदेशस्तथा देवी गुरुमार्गेण मुक्तिरा गुरुभक्तिस्तथा ध्यानं सकलं तव कीर्तितम् अनेनाय भवे कार्यं लोकोपकारकं देवी लौकिकं दुरभावये लौकिका कर्मणो यान्ति ज्ञानहीना भवार्णवान् ज्ञानी तु भावये सर्वं कर्मनिष्कर्म यत्कृतं इदं तु भक्तिभावेन पतते शृणुते यदि लिखित्वा परातव्यं तत्सर्वं सफलं भवेत् गुरुगीतात्मकं देवी शुद्धतत्त्वं मयोदितं भावव्यारि विनाशार्थं स्वयमेव जपे सदा गुरुगीताक्षरेकं च मन्त्रराजमिमं जपे अन्ये च विविधा मन्त्रा फलं नान्ति षोडशी अनन्तफलमाप्नोति गुरुगीता जपेन तु सर्वपापप्रशमनं सर्वदारिद्र्यनाशनम् कालमृत्युभयारणं सर्वसङ्कटनाशनं यक्षरक्षसभूतानां चोरव्याघ्रभयापहम् महाव्याधिहरं सर्वं विभूतिसिरिदं भवेत् आतवामोहनं वश्यं स्वयमेव जपे सदा च दारिद्र्यं पाशने रोगसम्भवं मेदिन्यां दुःखमाप्नोति कष्टे भवति निष्फलम् कृष्णार्जुनयानसिद्धिर्मोक्षशीघ्राग्रचर्मणि कुशासनयानसिद्धिः सर्वस्विरुष्टकम्बले कुशे वा दुर्वया देवी आसने शुभ्रकम्बले उपविश्य ततो देवी जपेते काकमानसा ध्येयं शुक्लं च शान्त्यर्थं वशिरकासनं प्रिये अभिचारे कृष्णवर्णं पीतवर्णं ननागमे शान्ति कामस्तु वश्ये पूर्वामुखो जपे दक्षिणे मारणं प्रोक्तं पश्चिमे च धनागमात् मोहनं सर्वभूतानां बन्धमोक्षकरं भवेत् देवराजा प्रियकरं सर्वलोकवशं भवेत् सर्वेषां स्तम्भनकरं गुणनं च विवर्धनं दुष्कर्मनाशनं चैव सुकर्मसिद्धिदं भवेत् असीदं साधये कार्यं नवग्रहभयापहं दुःस्वप्ननाशनं चैव सुस्वप्नफलदायकम् सर्वशान्तिकरं नित्यं तथा वन्यासपुत्रनाम् अवेदव्यं करं श्रीणां सौभाग्यदायकं सदा पुत्रपौत्राभवर्धनम् अकामता श्रीविधवा जपमोक्षमवाप्नुयात् अवेदव्यं सकामात् प्लवते चन्यजन्मनि सर्वदुःखभयं विघ्नं नाशये चापहारकम् सर्वबाधाप्रशमनं धर्मकाममोक्षदम् यं यं चिन्तयते कामं तं च प्राप्नोति निश्चितम् कामधेनु कल्पना कल्पपारपा चिन्तामणिश्चिन्तितस्य मोक्षहेतुर्जपे नित्यम् मोक्षश्रियामवाप्नुयात् भोगकामो जपेद्यो वे तस्य कामफलप्रदाम् जपे चतुर्षुसौरश्च गणपत्यश्च वैष्णवा सेवाश्च सिरिदं देवी सत्यं सत्यं न संशयः अत काम्य जपे स्थानं कथयामि वरानने सागरे वा सरितीरे आत्मवारि हरालये शक्तिदेवालये गोष्ठे सर्वदेवालये शुभे पचे जत्रिमूले वा माते वृन्दावने तथा पवित्रे निर्मले स्थाने नित्यानुष्ठानतोऽपि वा निर्वेदनेन मौनेन जपामि तं समाचरे श्मशाने भयविमुक्तं वत्तमूलान्तिके तथा सिद्ध्यन्ते दोतरे मूले चित्तवृक्षाससानिरो गुरुपुत्रो वरं मूर्खास् तस्य सिद्ध्यन्ति नान्यथा शुभकर्माणि सर्वाणि दीक्षाव्रता तपंसि च संसारमालनाशर्तं भावपाशानिवृत्तये गुरुगीताम्बसि स्नानं तद्वाद्या कुरुते सदा स एव च गुरुः साक्षात् सदा स ब्रह्मविद्मा
तस्य स्कन्धानि
सर्वाणि पवित्राणि न संशयः सर्वशुद्ध पवित्रोऽसौ स्वभवाद्यत्र तिष्ठति तत्र देवागणा सर्वे क्षेत्रेऽपि ते वसन्ति आसनस्थशयानो वा कंसंसि संवदनपि अश्वरूढो गजारूढः सुप्तो वा जागृतोऽपि वा शुचिस्मर्शसराध्यानि गुरुगीता जपेन तु तस्य दर्शनमात्रेण पुनर्जन्म विद्यते समुद्रे च यथा तोयं क्षीरे क्षीरं गते गुताम् भिन्ने कुम्भे यथाकाशात् तथा परमात्मनि
तथैव
ज्ञानि जीवात्मा परमात्मनि लीयते ऐक्येन रमते ज्ञानी यत्र तत्र दिवानिशा एवं विदो महामुक्ता सर्वदा वर्तते बुधा तस्य सर्वप्रयत्नेन भावभक्तिं करोति यः सर्वसन्देहरहितो मुक्तो भवति पार्वती भुक्तिमुक्तिद्वयं तस्य जीवाग्रे च सरस्वती अनेन प्राणिना सर्वे गुरुगीता जपेन तु सर्वसिद्धिं प्राप्नुवन्ति भुक्तिमुक्तिं न संशयः सत्यं सत्यं पुनः सत्यं धर्मं सत्यं मयोदितं गुरुगीता समं नास्ति सत्यं सत्यं वरानने एको देव एक धर्म एकनिष्ठा परं तपः गुरुपरतरं नान्यत् नास्ति तद्वं गुरुपरम् माता धन्या पिता धन्यो धन्यो वंशाकुलं तथा धन्या च वसुरा देवी गुरुभक्ति सुदुर्लभा शरीरमिन्द्रियं प्राणश्च छर्दस्वजनबन्धवा माता पिता कुलं देवी गुरुरेव न संशया अकल्पजन्मना कोट्या जपाव्रता तपाक्रिया तत्सर्वं सफलं देवी गुरुसन्तोषमात्रता विद्या चापो बलेनैव मन्दभाग्याश्च ये नरा गुरुसेवं न कुर्वन्ति सत्यं सत्यं वरानने ब्रह्म विष्णु महेशश्च देवर्षि पितृकिन्नरा सिद्धाचारण यक्षश्च अन्येऽपि मुनयो जनाः गुरुभावा परं तीर्थम् अन्यतीर्थं निरर्थकम् सर्वतीर्थाश्रयो देवी पारङ्गुष्ठं च वर्तते जपेन जयमाप्नोति चानन्दफलमाप्नुयात् हीनकर्मध्यजन् सर्वं स्थानानि च रमाणि च जपवीरसरं कुर्वान् हीनकर्मफलप्रदम् गुरुगीतं प्रयाणेव सङ्ग्रामेरुपसङ्कटे जपञ्जयमवाप्नोति मरणे मुक्तिदायकम् सर्वकर्म च सर्वत्र गुरुपुत्रस्य सिद्ध्यति वास्य नो वाचम् तवग्रे कथितं मया सुगोप्यं च प्रयाणेन मम त्वं च प्रियात्विति स्वामी मुख्य गणेशादि विष्णुवरिणं च पार्वती मनसापि न वक्तव्यं सत्यं सत्यं वदाम्यहम् अतीवात्मचित्ताय श्रद्धवतीयुताय च प्रवक्तव्यमिदं देवी मम मासि सदा प्रिये अभक्ते वञ्चके दुर्ते पाकने नास्तिके नरे मनसापि न वक्तव्या गुरुगीता कराचना संसार सागर समुद्रनेक मंत्र ब्रह्मादिदेव मुनि पूजित सिद्ध मंत्र दारिद्र दुःख भव रोग विनाश मंत्र वंदे महाभयारं गुरुराज मंत्र इति श्री स्कंद पुराणे उत्तरखंडे ईश्वर पार्वती संवादे गुरुगीता समाप्ता श्री गुरुदेव चरणार्पणमस्तु नित्यानन्दाय गुरवे शिष्य संसारहारिणे भक्तकाले कदेहाय नमस्ते चित्तदात्मने देवासनं निराकाङ्क्षं सर्वदोषविवर्जितं निरालम्बं निरातङ्कं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम् निर्ममं निरहङ्कारं समादोषाच्युतं सम्मादुःखसुखं वीरं भवदुतं नमाम्यहम् अविनाशीनमात्मानम् एकं विज्ञाय तत्त्वतः वीतरागभय नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम् नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम् ज्ञाननिदग्धकर्माणां कामसङ्कल्पवर्जितम् एयोपादेयहिनं त्वाम् आवधूतं नमाम्यहम् स्वभावेनैव यो योगी सुखं भोगं न वाञ्छति यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टं तं नमाम्यहम् नैव निन्दा प्रशंसाभ्यां यस्य विक्रियते मनः आत्मक्रीडं महात्मानम् आवधूतं नमाम्यहम् नित्यं जाग्रदवस्थायां स्वात्मवर्योऽवतिष्ठति निश्चिन्तं चिन्मयं मानं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम् द्वेषं नास्ति प्रियं नास्ति नास्ति अस्याशुभाशुभम् वेदज्ञानविहीनं तम् आवधूतं नमाम्यहम् जलं पश्यति नो यस्तु जगत् पश्यन्ति चिन्मयम् नित्ययुक्तं गुणातीतं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम् यो हि दर्शनमात्रेण भवते भुवनत्रयम् पावनं जङ्गमं तीर्थम् आवधूतं नमाम्यहम् सर्वपूज्यं सदापूर्णं यत्खण्डानन्दविग्रहं स्वाप्रकाशं चिदानन्दं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम् निष्कलं निष्क्रियं शान्तं निर्मलं परममृतं गणेशपुरीवासिनम् आवधूतं नमाम्यहम् योगपूर्णं तपोमूर्तिं प्रेमपूर्णं सुदर्शनं ज्ञानपूर्णं कृपामूर्तिं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम् दुर्जना सज्जनो भूयात् सज्जना शान्तिमाप्नुयात् शान्तो मुच्येत बन्धेभ्यो मुक्ताश्चर्यान् विमोचये स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी शासशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्रह्मणः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् सर्वस्तरतु दुर्गाणि सर्वो भद्राणि पश्यतु सर्वकामानवाप्नोतु सर्वसर्वत्र नन्दतु स्वस्ति मातरौ च पितॄणां अस्तु स्वस्ति गोभ्यो जगते पुरुषेभ्यः विश्वं सुभूतं सुविदात्रं नोऽस्तु जोगेव दृश्येमस्तूर्यम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
Jaya Gurudeva Amala Vinashi
Jnana Rupa Tarake Vasi
Jaya Gurudeva Amala Vinashi
Jnana Rupa Tarake Vasi
Paga Paga Parayate
प्रकाश जैसे किरणे मेरा आरती आरती करूं गुरुवर की आरती करूं सदा गुरु की करूं सदा गुरु की प्यारे गुरुवर की आरती करूं गुरुवर की
जब से शरण तुम्हारी आए
अमृत से मीठे फल पाए जब से शरतल प्रभात
ब्रह्म ज्ञान के पूर्ण प्रकाश योग ज्ञान के जय गुरु चरण सरोज में जागी व्यक्ता
आरती करूं
गुरुवर
आरती करूं सदा गुरु की करूं सदा गुरु की प्यारे गुरुवर की आरती करूं गुरुवर की
अंधकार से हमें निकाला
दिखलाया है हमारा उजाला अंधकार से
हमें निकाला
दिखलाया है हमारा उजाला खबर
से जाने दानव है ताक सुनो
दर दर की आरती करूं गुरुवर की आरती करूं सदा गुरु की करूं सदा गुरु की प्यारे गुरुवर की आरती करूं गुरुवर की
संशय मिटा विवेक कराया
भव सागर से पार लगाया
संशय मिटा विवेक कराया
भव सागर से पार लगाया
हमारा प्रत्येक जला कर निषादुर
संतन की आरती करूं गुरुवर की आरती करूं सदा गुरु की करूं सदा गुरु की प्यारे गुरुवर की आरती
भेदो बीच अभेद बताया आवागमन
ठकराया
भेदो बीच अभेद बताया करो कृपा सद्गुरु जगतानंद
सतपत दर्शन कांची निवारण
करो कृपा सद्गुरु जगतानंद सतपथ
दर्शक भ्रांति निवारण
जय हो नित्य ज्योति दिखलाने वाले
लीलाधर की आरती करूं गुरुवर की
आरती करूं सद्गुरु
की करूं सद्गुरु के प्यारे गुरु घर की आरती करूं गुरुवर की
नित्यानंद सद्गुरु दाता ये पात के
दिव्य प्रदाता
मुक्तानंद सद्गुरु दाता
शांति पात के दिव्य प्रदाता
कर के वास गणेश पुरी भगवाना हरणे
जनकी आरती करूं गुरुवर की आरती करूं सद्गुरु के करूं सद्गुरु के प्यारे गुरु घर की आरती करूं गुरुवर की ॐ चैतन्यं शाश्वतं शान्तं व्योमातीतं निरञ्जनं
अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा
अम्बा
भवानी जय जगदम्बा
अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा
अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा
अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा
अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा
जय जगदम्बा
जय जगदम्बा
जय जगदम्बा
जय जगदम्बा
अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा
अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा जगदम्बा जय जगदम्बा अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा जय जगदम्बा जय जगदम्बा अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा अम्बा भवानी
जय जगदम्बा
अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा जय जगदम्बा जय जगदम्बा अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा अम्बा भवानी जय
जगदम्बा
अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा जय जगदम्बा जय जगदम्बा अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा
जय जय जगदम्बा
अम्बा भवानी
जय जगदम्बा
अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा
जय जगदम्बा अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा
अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा अम्बा भवानी जय जगदम्बा
जय जगदम्बा जय जगदम्बा जय जगदम्बा जय जगदम्बा अम्बा भवानी 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 जय जगदम्बा जय जगदम्बा जय जगदम्बा जय जगदम्बा जय जगदम्बा जय जगदम्बा
जय
Sadhgurunad Maharaj Ki Jai. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday morning Satsang here on a brisk, cold morning at Shanti Mandir, Walden. Over the last 9 days or 8 days, we've all been enjoying the celebration and the honoring of the feminine or the divine qualities that exist within all of us, and that's been celebrated all around the world, and many people have been chanting bhajans in their puja rooms and observing this holiday and this festivity. And at the ashrams, we've been enjoying these celebrations for probably since the 90s, so over 25, 30 years now, both in the spring and in the fall. And as I was sitting here thinking about it for a few minutes, I was thinking all of these texts, all of these scriptures, all of these tools that we have that we can use to be able to further ourselves to goodness, where we can start to contemplate all of these qualities and how they really are users' manuals for our daily living. So when we chant the Guru Gita, the song of the Guru, that which Baba gave to us, it teaches us all about the Guru-disciple relationship, the inner relationship, the Guru principle, or even how to navigate with this Guru-disciple relationship in our daily lives. When we chant the Avadut Stotram, it's all about detachment and how to live in the world, but with this sense of detachment. We come to Arati Karun, and it's about how do we perform the Arati for these great beings, for these great gurus who bestow upon us such great knowledge, great wisdom. And then we have the Lalita Sahasranam that has the 1,000 names of the Divine Mother, and all of these qualities that we can slowly start to examine and place our attention upon them one by one by one, and start to develop these qualities, these characteristics, all of in their vastness within our own being. It's not something that just stays externally somewhere else, but we can actually embrace it and start to live our lives with that kind of awareness. And as I was thinking about it, I was saying right now the planet, the earth, the elements, the world at large isn't so much in need of all of these qualities. So whether we talk about compassion, forgiveness, kindness, wisdom, knowledge, love, all of this, it's time to really invoke it and to really go as deeply as we can into all of these tools and to spend our time wisely. I know a lot of us find ourselves with maybe some extra time, or because we're at home a lot more, and due to the pandemic, there's not as much external grazing and running out here and there and errands and all of that. There's a lot more time spent in one location. So let us use this time wisely so that we can really take a deeper look into the scriptures. We have the study groups, our daily chanting, the mantra, but really, really bring it in and use it so that it really starts to work and manifest and live within us, and also so that we can spread that and carry that wherever we go. So in the Lalita Sahasranam, there's always so many jewels in there, crown jewels in there. And when you read all of them, at different times, different ones kind of come to mind. So there's always a few that you become familiar with, and there's always a few favorites. And then every time, each year or at another Navaratra, there's ones that kind of jump out at once. So just a few of them, just to bring us into that feeling. But it talks about salutations to her who is fond of devotion. Salutations to her who has no support but supports everything else. Salutations to her who is ever pure. Salutations to her who bestows happiness. Salutations to her who is supreme bliss. Salutations to her who is victorious. Salutations to her who inspires right action. Salutations to her who is effulgent, who is ecstatic, who is the bliss of yoga, who is the inner self, who is able to create, who is independent, who is supremely generous. Salutations to her who is the earth. So we're going to be hearing from Gurudev now, and he'll be speaking to us on something with the Chandipad and the Devi Stotra, and something from this festivity, so to kind of awaken our awareness to the beauty that lies within it. And then we're going to be chanting Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. So we'll do some chanting of that, and then we'll conclude with Danya Danya and Joda Se Joda. So thank you all for your presence here. Thank you all for being here. And may the blessings and grace of this lineage and of the Divine Mother be bestowed upon all of us. Sadhgurunad Maharaj Ki Jai.
Muktanandaya Gurave Shishya Samsara Harine Bhakta Karya Kadehaya Namaste Chitsadatmane Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejas Vinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahe Om Shanti 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 Sadhgurnath Maharaj Ki Jai. With great respect and love, I'd like to welcome everyone to Satsang. I thought Devyani was going to say, may the force be with you. It is. So on this cold Sunday morning, we're going to all be in bed, warm. We have chosen to come out, sit so far away from each other, as if the other is such a stranger, and we don't quite know what he or she is going to give to us. As Devyani said, we have been celebrating Navaratra actually for quite a long time in Shanti Mandir and upon this universe. When you begin to look for books, you will find that there's lots of them, and none of them is small, lots of them and lots with lots to say. Many people have written, and I think of what Baba Muktananda often shared. We have a statue out there also, that each one of us is half man and half woman. Nara, Nari, and Lord Shiva is worshipped in this form. As much as our society and world today thinks, what does all this mean? Why should I celebrate Navratra? Soon, shortly, will be Deepavali. And every 15 or 20 days in the Indian tradition, we have a festival. In the modern society, we have a holiday because we have decided that we will be modern and we won't get caught in tradition. We won't get caught in rituals. Yet, when we look at life, life is nothing from the time we wake up throughout the day till we go to sleep. Even as we go to sleep, a ritual. So you get up, each one of us has our own semblance of a ritual, whatever that may be. So we won't go into the details of that because I'm sure each one of us knows what we do in the morning that will make our day wonderful. As we were chanting, I thought each one of us wakes up with the thought, I will be good today. Not that I was bad yesterday, or maybe I was, I don't know, but at least I'll be good today. At least we tell ourselves, I won't argue, I won't fight, I won't do some of those things I did yesterday. But then the day goes on, we are on our best behavior, we are doing good, everything is going well, and then it happens. Whatever that it is, because it is different again for each one of us. Devyani one day I think talked about a tick. Right? Tick not as in a deer tick, but a tick. Whatever that, right? Everyone's got a tick. And whatever that tick is, you know. It's funny we can sit here and laugh right now. But you have to remember when that tick happens, that you're able to laugh in that moment. Not easy. But at least as time goes on and we grow up and we mature, we become wiser, the wisdom dawns upon us, we can catch ourselves. I don't think intentionally any one of us wants to trip on the tick from a few weeks ago. But it happens. And the unfortunate thing that happens, it happens with the same person. Usually somebody close to us. The question we ask, is it them? Is it me? Of course, we all want to say it's them. It's not me. I was good. I was fine. I am fine. It's just them. So when we think of this whole Chandipat and Devi and all of that, there is a stotram attributed to the 9 forms of Durga. If you look it up, you'll find it on the net. It says, Pratamam Shaili Putri cha, Dvitiya Brahmacharini, Tritiya Chandra Ghanteti, Chaturthi Kushmandeti, Panchamam Skandamateti, Sashtam Katyayiniti cha, Saptamam Kalaratri cha, Ashtamam Chati Bhairavi, Navama Sarvasiddhi cha, Navadurga Prakirtida. These are the 9 forms of Durga. We worship her as Durga, we worship her as Lakshmi, we worship her as Saraswati, we worship her as Lalita. Durga, we often think of her as even Kali, the one who devours, the one who just helps us remove, get rid of, become free of. Lakshmi, I think of it as abundance. Abundance in thought, abundance in feeling, abundance in understanding, abundance in mostly everything in life. Saraswati represents wisdom, knowledge, understanding. As we all go through life, these three things, if we think of it as creation, sustenance, dissolution, creation, sustenance, dissolution, it is happening constantly. It's taking place at all times. So, when we worship the goddess and we think of all of this in life, and we come to the realization and understanding that I simply have to accept. Just recently I read somewhere that human beings get despondent when they experience failure. Whereas if we begin to look in nature, 75% of what happens in nature doesn't work out the way whether nature intended or the creature of nature intended. 25% of success is attained. They talk about lions running after its prey. They talk about birds and eggs. Magod, we experienced the flowering of the mango tree. Now in November, the tree will start flowering. And the tree will be so full of flowers, you think, oh my God, I'm going to have so many mangoes. And then come sometime in December, there's a bit of a wind and some flowers fall off. And then some mites, different kinds of bugs come along the months of January and February. And they're like praying, like how it's cold today, like so cold weather sets in. So when the cold weather sets in, the fruit will set. And there are these teeny mangoes. And the farmer goes around looking at all his trees, his plants, whatever it is that he or she is doing, all excited that everything's going good. And then comes March, because the Indian mango season is from November to May. We don't get to eat it till May. But you see this whole process. And March is a dubious month, because they don't want overcast days. The cold is ending. Spring is coming, summer is coming. They don't want humid days. This is human beings, wanting to control nature. So we have a greenhouse in which we think we control nature. But this is the big greenhouse, right? Nature controls. And then, as it all goes on, in May, where there were so many flowers, you'll find 1, 2, 3 mangoes. And then now you still pray. The sun doesn't ripen them before time. Or a bird doesn't peck. So the person says, if only human beings could understand what? 25% success. I know many listening here and on YouTube, I think, right? Might go, only 25%? But it says really, when you look at life, either you are sleeping, or you are sick. Now everyone's sick anyway. Or you are too young, or you are too old. So how much of life is really actually used if you start calculating? And then all of our emotional tics. I don't know behind your mask whether you're smiling, smirking, laughing. It's a good thing that's happened, right? We can be hiding even better nowadays. Nobody has to know what's going on in my head because they cannot see. Every Tuesday, and many who sing the Chandi part or the Devi Stotram as we sing, the mantra we all know is Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. I offer salutations, I offer salutations, I offer salutations, I offer salutations again and again and again. So, every time as I sing and I think of all of these qualities that the sage Markandeya has given to the Devi, to that consciousness, it's just amazing, because I was just thinking a few minutes ago. Philosophy of Shaivism says, Chitihi Swatantra Vishwasiddhi Hetuhu Swechaya Swabhito Vishwam Unmilayati. These are two sutras that follow each other. Consciousness of its own free volition creates this entire universe. Consciousness, or of its own free will, creates this entire universe. And how? Independently, projecting on itself. When you hear this, it makes no sense. No matter how much you might tell me you got it, I don't think you got it, okay? Because if you got it, you wouldn't have a tick. But till the day you have a tick, you haven't got it. That's my tick. Because the day you get it, you would stop reacting. Because you just realize it's consciousness doing its thing. Right? Nah. What about me? I am also consciousness. I'm going to do my tick. And that's where this whole success and failure in the human mind plays its game. It takes a long time. This month, October, we celebrate 38 years since the passing of Baba Muktananda. We think of it as a month of festivals. Baba Muktananda left his body. We have lots of birthdays. We have Navratra. Shortly right after comes Deepavali, the festival of lights. So this month and a half is full of festivity. So, while you meet people all over the world who are spiritual, who've read books, who give talks, who give lectures. I was watching a video from Magod this week, and I see this one person walking like so. To me, it's full of arrogance, just the walk. And I want to write to them and tell them, man, 40, 50 years later. And then I'm a little bit afraid, because I'll get an email back. What do you mean, arrogance? I am totally humble. I am only serving the Guru. I'm like, oh, okay. Seriously, I mean, I know all of you are laughing and thinking, Swamiji, it's not like that. Yes, it is like that. 38 years later, don't tell me it's not like that. I know, I'm very aware of that. Hopefully they get it, is what I want. Whoever they are. And I don't uninclude or disinclude or whatever the word is, or not include myself. But I try, as life goes on over the last so many years, to remind and tell myself, yes, it is a play. Be your best. Enjoy. Laugh. Have fun. But then you meet people and ask them, anything wrong? No. What do you mean, what's wrong? Nothing's wrong. Everything's okay. We have Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shanti Rupena Samstita. O Goddess, you who exhibits as peace, Kshama Rupena Samstita, as forgiveness, Daya Rupena Samstita, compassion, And we say all this. There is also bhranti rupena samsita, confusion. So when you read this, some people get confused. How can consciousness be confused? Well, consciousness is not confused. We are confused. And so if we are consciousness, and there is the expression of consciousness, so the sage accepts that bhranti is also an expression of consciousness. But the only thing is we forget in that moment of confusion that it's also consciousness. How can I be confused because I'm so enlightened? Well, in this moment you are not. We have a fellow named Michael Shingleton who still lives, I think, in New Hampshire somewhere. He often would tell me, I'm enlightened on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, Sunday, I'm not. I don't know if he still is like that. If he's watching, I'm sure that he will get an email that yes, I continue the same cycle of Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or he changed it to Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, Wednesday, Friday, not. At least he's got it, that he's enlightened only 3 days of the week. Many of us are enlightened at all times, and then those of us who feel not so great think, when will I get there? All of those people have gotten there. I ask people sometimes, why do you do this? They say, why not? Everybody else is doing it. So, next time you chant this on a Tuesday or whatever day, have a look. Have a look at all of these words, these names. Sleep, hunger, shade, Shakti, desire, patient forgiveness. There's a word lajja, which actually doesn't really have an English, at least in my vocabulary, right, Umesh? Lajjala. There's no proper English word that conveys lajja. Yeah, modesty is what is used. But as a young girl or a young child grows up in India, he or she is taught, whenever you go, wherever you go, carry this attitude with you. Modern society doesn't teach us that, of being, we'll use the English word modest. It talks about, be assertive. And that's what we see in our society today. The fight that we have with each other. And the mask doesn't make it any easier. It makes it worse, actually. Shanti, somebody's outside. It makes it worse. Because each one of us, I want to prove myself. But if we remember its consciousness of its own free will, expressing itself, what is there to prove? If all of this is consciousness, and at the end of the day, we all get this. You know what this is? I know the Western urn looks a little different. Urn, right? Am I correct, right? For those of you who get cremated or will get cremated, the family gets back something around this size, I guess. Huh? A little bit bigger? Okay. Devani wants a little bit bigger. It's a box. Okay. Big as a drum? No, it's too big. But in the Indian tradition, we get a clay pot, I think it is, Kalash, if I'm correct. A clay pot filled with ash, covered with cloth. And that's actually not even brought into the house. It's kept outside. The priest says, keep it outside. And by the 4th or 5th day, they tell the son, take it to a river, put it into the river and let it just flow. Because that consciousness which dwelt in that form, in that body, has now left. It's on its onward journey. What is left is that which is made from the 5 elements, has been burnt, has been cremated, and this is what's left, some ash, maybe some bones and some few things. And so all of that is then offered back so that the cycle continues. Modern society thinks we'll keep it, we'll keep it, we'll keep it. Somebody asked me the other day, what happens to a Swami? Because the Swami has already done his or her own funeral rites. I said the traditional way is to throw it in the river. The entire body tied to a big stone or a rock. And then the fish and the crocodiles or whatever lives in the water. If somebody has a big following of disciples, the disciples feel, oh, we want to keep that. In turn, make a burial place, what we call a samadhi. But then there is an issue with it. Then you need people who will take care of that samadhi, of that shrine and ceremonies and so on and so forth. Continues. But I think it's the best. Become ash, throw it in the river. Somebody whom we knew named Anandi, who lived out in California, put it in her papers that she would like to be thrown in the ocean. It's the first time I'd heard that you just go on a boat and then the family just, I guess, throws you. I don't know if they wrap it or what they do, but I think it's wonderful. The Persian tradition has it. They put you up on the roof. We have what? A kite here. Vultures eat it. You might wonder, why am I saying all this? I'm saying all this because that is what is the ultimate truth of this human form. For all that we pride about, that we fight about, that we have so much nonsense. If any love this word this week, we heard it a lot, nonsense. So much nonsense. Makes no sense. Yet, life, we realize it's all about this. In order to prove to the ashram, I am the real devotee of Baba. I want everybody who comes to this ashram to know, Baba was because of me. Otherwise, what is the arrogance about? If I really lived and served my Guru, I would have learned something that comes here. Lajja would be one. There's one other quality somewhere in here. But think, ask yourself. To digest and, as Baba Muktananda would say, to imbibe the knowledge is the challenge each one of us faces and goes through in life. So, as we pray to the Devi, as we pray to the goddess, our prayer really is that as I come under your umbrella of grace, the sage says, I think of you and all of the fear is dispelled. And in the harmony of spiritual growth, the welfare and intelligence is increased. To the auspicious of all auspiciousness, to the source of refuge, to the mother of the 3 worlds, to the goddess who is rays of light, exposure of consciousness, we bow to you. And somewhere in the 11th chapter of the Chandi part, the sage says, for those who are devoted, take refuge in you. Through all of their life of when they feel helpless or perplexed, you save them from discomfort and unhappiness. You take away all worry. So that intrinsic nature, consciousness, the supreme energy that dwells within each one of us, it removes all fear. O Goddess, we bow to you. So I talked a little bit last week from Swami Satyananda. So this again is from Swami Satyananda, who's based out of California, sharing a contemporary thought process or understanding of the Chandi part that we all chant and we sit through and we wonder what is being said. So he has tried to express it in a way that we of this generation, this time, 2020, could understand what our sages wish for us to understand. And I think many of us understand, yet caught in our own limitation, in our own bondage. We are not able to expand. The fight is not about you and me. The fight is not about I and you. The fight is about I and I. Really. Because who am I really fighting if all of this is consciousness? When we think about the Chandi part and its fight with Shumbha, Nishumbha, Rakta Bija, and all of these various names that come about, as Swamiji expresses, it's conceit. It's desires that are constantly arising. It is our own limited understanding, our own feeling of smallness. For the last 2 or 3 weeks, since we decided that our intensiveness next week is understanding Baba. Of course, I think I bit my own tongue by coming up with that. Because I know I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble because I'm one of the youngest from those who spent time with Baba. There are others that are much more senior to me in physical age, who'll probably look to see what I'm going to say. Some of them might agree and might think that, okay, I can have an opinion. Some of them might think, how dare he say that? Because I know I'll be challenging unto myself also. Because I'm going to allow the expression of what that is. Because I think when we look at anyone, we look at it as a person, as a 5 foot 8 inches, 5 foot 6 inches, 5 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, 6 foot, 7 foot person. And we bind them to that. I consider myself fortunate that I lived with Baba when I was, as somebody said to me, still impressionable. And so, while everybody went to the Guru because he was the Guru, I went to him because my parents took me there. And I kept going and still go because there is a feeling which Vedanta calls anirvachaniya. You can't quite express it in words, which is what brings us here back together. That somewhere within us, each one of us realizes that there is a wonderful thing in life. And no matter whether one considers oneself spiritual or not, this feeling is real for each and every one of us. For those of us who consider ourselves spiritual, I feel that we must, as much as possible, bring this feeling into the world. Not in a strange way that we often do. Not in an ethereal way. but in a very practical way. And I think for those who loved Baba Muktananda, who have loved a great sage that has walked upon this earth, the beauty of that sage was that the experience of consciousness of divinity was one real for them, and they tried as much as they could to make it real for those who came and spent time in their company. It was not simply a thought, not simply a theory, but a direct experience. And for that, I'm always grateful for that being, for conveying that to each and every one of us. Of course, I could go on, but I think I should stop. Not because you are telling me to stop, because I think I should stop. Before I think, I am going to give you all the knowledge of the world, which is not going to happen. Hasn't happened, will not happen. It will happen the day it clicks. And the day it clicks, it's done. Then, like Kabir says, there's nothing to give, there's nothing to take, there's nothing to do, but simply to be in that experience. So, Swami Prakashananda of Hasik, he was a worshipper of the goddess. Whenever anyone came to him, he would always say, Jagadamba, the mother of the universe. He sported a big bindi, I think ate tobacco. And I was laughing at all this, that we are so, puritanical in our own idea and concept and thought. We had a Swami who used to, I don't know what it's called here in the West. In India we call it snuff, tapkiya. Just goes up the nose and you go. Growing up, I would look at these people and go, what are they doing? They're supposed to be holy. They're supposed to be spiritual. Over time you realize this is their tick. Because we were kids, they thought, what does he know? I can do it in front of him. And they didn't give a damn about what he thought or didn't think about them. They just lived their life in a real way, in a holistic way, not in the way you might think I'm saying. And that's what we need to be, is real to ourselves, true to ourselves. We have this physical mask now, behind which we can hide. And we've hid for a lot of years. I'm so nice. People often tell me, ask anybody, I'm so nice. Ask anybody, I'm so kind. Ask anybody, I'm so loving. And I tell them, if you're really nice, if you're loving, if you're kind, if you're all of these things, I don't need to ask anybody. And you don't need to even tell me that I need to ask. Because I'll only share an example I've so often shared. A drop of honey falls on the counter. I don't know about the winter days. But when it's not cold, moments later, there are ants. A long line of ants. In India, I would have to say there's probably even a fly. Now, the question is, did the honey send out a message, I am a drop of sweetness? I am a drop of honey? Who told the ants that there is a drop of honey on the counter there, when just moments ago there were no ants? As Evany always tells us, don't put crumbs of food, or don't leave crumbs of food. Clean up after yourself. Because in the winter, mice come. And when I have this tendency, when there's a rotten piece of something, I like to throw it out in nature. She says, always make sure you throw it far away so the critters don't come close. So if you're nice, if you're loving, if you're kind, don't need to advertise to anybody. All the flies, all the ants, all of the critters, all of the mice in the form of humans, okay, will come. Because I'm thinking you're imagining the ant, you're imagining the mice. No, no, no. I'm talking about human mice, human ants, human flies. We are. Huh? I was thinking over the week, the scriptures talk about pancha koshas, the 5 sheets. Shaivism talks about raga, kala, niyati. All of these various, what do I call it? Huh? Layers, veils, layers, illusions, whatever you want to, all of these things that behind which consciousness is hiding. And so as the Devi comes, she has her sword, she has her conch. Last Sunday we heard, what was it? The conch that makes a thundering sound. And so the moment we wake up, we chant, we meditate. These girls told me yesterday, as soon as we sit to meditate, we have thoughts. No, we have thoughts even when we don't meditate. It's just that when we sit, we realize how many million thoughts we had last week? Huh? 5 million? Somewhere in the Chandi part, it talked about, I don't know how Sage Markandeya came up with that number. But I always tell people who say, are you sure? I say, start counting. Simple as that. If you want to figure out if he is right or not, start counting. How many thoughts do you have? We have 60 seconds in a minute. Right, kids? You guys count? Your mom teach you how to count? Or did you forget counting in India? They've just come back for the sabbatical in 1 year, were you guys? Huh? 1 year. Did you guys learn something there or just kind of chill? You learn things? What parents they are. They picked up the children from beautiful California, Irvine, California. And did you land straight in Bangalore? Or and for the year, I don't know who was on the trip. Was it the parents or the kids? All on the trip. Huh, Sharmaji? Mrs. Sharma ko puchna padega. Mrs. Sharma could not fathom what is wrong with my son and daughter-in-law living a wonderful life in California. They've gone. For what? What are they doing? All is happy? It takes courage to do things in life because we get comfortable. We get comfortable in our little world, and we think that's it. That's the world. The world is wonderful. The world is huge. The world is beautiful. And wherever you go, you will find human beings. And human beings are wonderful. Wherever you go, you will find animals. And animals are just as wonderful. You go, you will find nature. Nature is also beautiful. But, as Baba Muktananda would say, it is your vision. It is the way you perceive. That is what's important. And that takes time. Each day, every day, you have to remind yourself. Like I said, when I wake up, I tell myself, I'm going to be good today. And the moment the tick clicks, it's like a timer I feel sometimes, It's like you think, okay, 1 hour, good. It's 9 o'clock. The first hour has been good. And then you take a breath. And then I ask myself, why is it that this person always comes at 9 o'clock and just upsets my first hour, you know? It's almost as if, sometimes I wonder if nature has, how would I say it now, a joke in mind, you know? That it's funny that, you know, you are just taking a deep breath and thinking everything is just so right, and then this tick comes along. And you can feel it coming too. You know, it's like the sneeze. And you try to, I don't know what all different people do so that they don't sneeze. And you're waiting for that tick to just go away, but that tick is just sitting right at the right place where you're going to. Begin to look at life in this way. I mean, what's the point otherwise? There's only two things you can do, I tell people. Either you can laugh or you can. And everybody says sky so quickly. I'll end with something I've shared here before. A man says a joke, everybody laughs. Same joke a second time, laughter is less. The same joke the third time, there is no laughter. But when you meet them and you talk to them about the problems of their life, every single time it's like they cry. Right? My mom, she never gave me what I wanted. I told her. The storyteller asks us, you hear a joke the third time, you stop laughing, but you tell your sob story for the 100th time. I've learned when I meet such people, I tell them namaste. I've heard this before. Thank you very much. Keep in Ganesh Puri we learn chala pure. Keep moving, keep moving. They say, but listen to me. I said, I heard you 99 times before. It hasn't changed in the last few months. You watch, begin to watch. Seriously, because now that's their tick, that's their call for attention. Even this, I am the best devotee that Baba Muktananda ever had. It takes a long time to shed that. So we're going to chant Hare Rama Hare Krishna. That was 15 minutes ago. Dana, don't laugh. Okay, laugh. It's okay. It's consciousness. So men sing Hare Rama, women sing Hare Krishna through the masks. We want to hear everybody, right? તને જાબો હા એ તો એનું છે ને મોટાનું છે આનું બચે હા હા તું લઈ લે તું જ વગાડ આપણે ગાઈશ 15-20 મિનિટ ગાઈ વધારે હા गाएंगे आपके साथ क्या बात है प्रदक्षिणा भावे वाहिला सेवक आत्मज विठ्ठल मुझे
उभरायला धन्य धन्य हो प्रदक्षिणा सद्गुरुरायाची परसुरवर अभिमान उतरायाची
धन्य धन्य हो प्रदक्षिणा सद्गुरुरायाची झाली त्वरा श्रवणाभिमान उतरायाची
all for joining us here today. And coming up, as Gurudev mentioned, is Baba Muktananda's 38th Mahasamadhi anniversary, and it comes next weekend. So we'll be having an intensive in honor of his Samadhi. So that'll be available to everyone via the YouTube link on November 1st. So that'll be next Sunday. And for those of you who are here locally and will be joining us that morning, that'll be on October 31st here in person with Gurudev, and then November 1st virtually for everyone. So you're welcome to register for that. You can do that online, or you can see Nacheshwari in person, or you can call in to register for that. Also, we have the Festival of Lights, Diwali, that'll be on November 14th and 15th. So that's the weekend after the 1st, after the 8th. But just to keep in mind, we still have a few openings for that weekend. So for anybody who wants to register, again, please send your email or your WhatsApp to Nacheshwari so that we can put you on the calendar. And then today's Bandara, we have a lovely Bandara offered by Umesh Nagakarte and made by the Balwalis, Ashok and Vinita Balwali. So we'll have our lunch prasad served, I believe, outside still. And then for those of you joining us here, just make sure that we'll leave the tables inside for the elders so that they have somewhere comfortably to sit around the tables. And if all of the young people or younger people could possibly eat outside, that would be appreciated. Anybody's welcome to come here in the hall as well and have your prasad here if need be due to the colder weather. And also today is Dasera, so the closing of Navratra. And we have Kapil and Shruti's wedding anniversary, Shivani's birthday, right? Yes. It was yesterday, okay. So I know there's birthday cake for everyone as well to honor her birthday, and also Kapil and Shruti's wedding anniversary. And Mr. and Mrs. Sharma, the proud parents, are over there as well. So everyone enjoy, and we'll see you all next Sunday on November 1st. Sadhgurunad Maharaj Ki Jai.